everyone, it's Elizabeth from Elpis Astrology at elpisastrology.com. Thanks for joining me today. So today I'm going to give you my interpretation of April 2023's astrology. But as always, you have free will to choose what you want to do during this month. All right, so April 2023 astrology. Well, the big news is that the eclipse season starts this month. And wow, is it a big eclipse? It's a total eclipse. And it's a new moon. It's at 29 degrees of Aries and it's 50 minutes. So we're almost at 10 more minutes and it would be in Taurus. So this is our second lunation, our second new moon that is officially in Aries. So this is very unusual. So certainly for Aries and for Libra, this is an important time for you, in particular Aries. A time of definite new beginnings. So there may be for some Aries another start this month in April for you and whatever new things that you need to do. So when we look at Aries, we're really talking about being independent and blazing our own individual path. So the first lunation we have is a full moon. And that full moon is in Libra, the opposite sign to Aries, on the 5th of April. At 9:35 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And it's at 16 degrees of Libra and 7 minutes. We have the Sun conjunct Chiron. And in Aries, because of course the moon itself is going to be in the opposite sign of Libra. And that Sun and Chiron have a wide conjunction with Jupiter, which is also in Aries. And then, of course, the moon opposes that. The moon opposes the sun at every full moon. But because the moon is with Chiron, there's an opposition there with Chiron too. Now, the other thing we have is Mercury will be conjunct the North Nodes of the moon. And nicely, Venus steps in again and sextiles Neptune. The North Nodes of the moon, in turn, and with that Mercury, will be squaring Pluto. Now, remember that Pluto is right now 0 degrees Aquarius and some minutes. And so there's a few things going on here for sure. At all full moons, there's a culmination of some sort. There could be endings, that type of thing. But in some cases, it can be a good ending. Now, when we look at Libra, Libra is about relationships. It's also about the law or laws. So just generally speaking, these two areas could be up for many people at this time. When we look at the nodes involvement here, I really felt that, especially that North Nodes with Mercury squaring Pluto, I felt that there was, I actually heard a gong go off in my head, almost like, Big Ben, when Big Ben resounds and everybody can hear it. It's that type of thing, that we are going to have this resounding message about our destiny, especially as it relates to shifting power, right? Because Pluto is all about power. There could be some big revelations here as well. Not that that's unusual these days. But I like the real thing I like about this full moon is that the ruler of the full moon in Libra is Venus. And Venus is sextile Neptune. So to me, there's a sweet spot here as well. A sweet spot with regards to a couple of things. One, making our dreams potentially come true, being given opportunities for that. For others, having an opportunity to express love with a soulmate type of person. That could be up as well. But when we have the Sun conjuncting Chiron, I would say that, wounding of some sort could be brought up where you're wounded, and especially as it ties in with potentially relationships. There may be some breakups at this time. A full moon in Libra can indicate literal ending of a relationship. That could be up. But, for others, it could be that you're leaving something that isn't working for you. A relationship that's not working. And maybe even others are waiting to start a relationship. And this is the ending of your singledom. more likely it's going to be with the breakup part of it, but hey, let's include everything in this. So when we go on now to the 9th and 10th of April, we have the Sun in Aries, conjunct Jupiter. So for me, this is a very auspicious day. Anytime you've got Jupiter conjunct the Sun, and especially since it's in Aries, this is an auspicious day for good luck and movement forward on our independent path. And the picture I got in my mind was in the tarot, or the tarot cards, it's the Fool. If you can picture that, that's what I really saw, this Sun conjunct Jupiter in Aries. It's a whole new start with lots of luck, lots of expansion, and lots of benefits. So I guess for those folks that need some good luck and movement forward, especially independent movement forward, those 2 days would probably be quite good for you, the 9th and 10th of April. All right, so our next lunation, I've talked a little bit about at the beginning of this video, of course, is the total new moon eclipse in Aries on the 19th of April at 9:12 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And as I mentioned earlier, it's at 29 degrees of Aries, 50 minutes. There's 60 minutes in every degree, and so you're only 10 minutes off this potentially being in Taurus instead, but it's not. So Aries, as I mentioned at the beginning, this is a second new start. So for those folks that maybe didn't have something start at the first new moon in March, this could just change the whole game. And certainly, just generally speaking, for people that want to have a new start, that want to be independent, that want to express themselves, and they've not had an opportunity to do this, maybe never had an opportunity to do this, this second lunation with this total eclipse could bring something in for you. 29 degrees is a critical degree, and it talks about kind of wrapping things up in whatever sign it's in. But hey, this is a new moon, so how could that be? Well, what it says to me is that for those folks that really have this situated somewhere in their own natal charts, it says by letting go of something, you are able to set yourself free on a new independent path. And that's a big message I got with this whole total eclipse, for sure. The other thing I got is it's only when we enter a relationship do we discover ourselves. I thought that just resonated so well with this total eclipse. Even though it's in Aries, we have it aspected by the opposite sign, which is Libra, of course. So there may be some Librans that have something to do with a partner at this time, or partnership. I'll cover all the signs in the ascendants towards the end of this introduction. What else did I get from that? I guess I got also it's love, right, which is Venus and rules Libra, versus liberty, especially for this whole month when we bring both the full moon and the new moon in. So this whole month, again, is about relationships of some sort, but it's also about the relationship we have with ourselves. And especially this total eclipse that I just talked about, I really felt there was some kind of important message for some individuals that it's okay to blaze your own path. It's okay to be an individual. It's okay to sometimes flaunt the fact that you're an individual. I think as long as you take into consideration other people and respect them, you should be proud of yourself and be proud of going on your own path and not following others like a sheep. Okay, when we look at May coming up, we have another eclipse, but this time it's a full moon eclipse. It's a full moon eclipse in Scorpio, and it's at 14 Scorpio on the 5th of May. So you can think ahead, especially for those folks that have something around, say, 14 degrees of Scorpio, or the opposite sign where the sun will be 4 degrees Taurus. We also have a new moon in Taurus. This is not an eclipse, but it's a new moon at 28 degrees of Taurus on the 19th of May. So those are some things that'll be coming up in May for you. A little preview for some folks. Now I'm going to go on to the individual signs. All right, Aquarius. So Aquarius, these two moons are great for you this month of April. First of all, you have that full moon trining your sign, Aquarius, in the 9th house. And I spoke about this with Leo, the 9th house. The 9th house is kind of the legacy. What kind of legacy do I want to leave? What do I have meaning in my life? What gives me meaning in my life? And this is forming a trine with your sign, so this is easy energy for you. So there could just be a big spotlight for some Aquarians put on meaning in life, where you get an aha moment of, this isn't giving me meaning in life, but wow, I finally figured it out. By doing that, I have some real meaning in my life now. For others, it could be that you get an easy way to change up your philosophy. Maybe you've been leading a life that no longer serves you from a philosophical standpoint, and you get this illumination saying, stop that. I want to do something different here. For others, it can be an ending of a publishing deal, an ending of, say, an advanced degree, where you favorably tie it all up, especially for those Aquarians that are, say, getting a legal degree, because it's in Libra, a legal degree of some sort, for sure, or anything to do with the law. That could be up for you too. Travel, for some folks, this is just maybe a big travel that you've had ends. For others, it could be that you stop working with a foreign connection of some sort. And it could be a foreign connection with regards to a relationship too. So there may be some Aquarians that end a foreign connection. Maybe you've been dealing with someone in a relationship at a long distance. Maybe they're in Europe and you're based in the US, and you both just decide, you know what, this isn't going to work the way it is. And you decide to change it up somehow. Now, there may be some folks that end a relationship, but don't think that something can't happen at the end of the month at that total eclipse that brings a whole new start to it. Now, let's go to that eclipse. So then we're talking about the eclipse, total eclipse, new moon in Aries. So it's some kind of independent path, independent thinking, forging a new way of doing things. And it's in your 3rd house and it's sextile. Okay, let's go back to the first of this. When we talked about some folks that may say, look, this relationship, long distance relationship isn't working for me. Then you get at the total eclipse. You get this opportunity around the 19th or 20th of April where you're talking back and forth. 3rd house, which is where the eclipse is going to happen, is all about communications. So through maybe a series of communications and independent thinking, you come up with a way where you can still have this relationship work in a new way. Now, that's going to play out in different ways for different people. If we just take it as communications, the 3rd house where that total eclipse is, there's going to be some Aquarians that realize they've not been communicating well, and that they want to take a whole different tack in the way they communicate. Maybe the way, if you do presentations as part of your job, maybe you put together a whole new package of you regarding how you present information to people. For others, it could just be that you get an opportunity for a writing project and or a new commercial or sales deal comes through for you. But these are opportunities for you, very positive for some Aquarians. There could also, say you've not been communicating with your siblings for whatever reason. This could bring this total eclipse some fabulous new opportunities to communicate more with your siblings and or your neighbors. For others, you may get opportunities to travel around a close proximity. So this isn't like traveling overseas. This is traveling more locally, but it's a positive thing for you. Say you've wanted to do some traveling around your city or around your state. Here, the total eclipse brings in something new for you where you individually can now go off on your own and travel around in an independent way. Take care, Aquarius. Well, that wraps up my April 2023 video. I'm sending everybody, especially at this April time period, lots of love, because of course, with Libra, the Libra full moon ruled by Venus, it's love. And of course, with Aries, it's about taking initiative. So I'm sending lots of great new love to all my viewers and my clients. And I'm wishing you the very best with all your relationships in the month of April. Keep me posted on what happens to you. You know, I love to hear from you. And you will hear from me next, probably in my May video. Take care of yourself, everybody, and bye for now.